Let's hope Jason can turn it around and have a good night here at the plate.
5 strikeouts, 4 of them coming last night, Lynn. Again, all I've got to say about Jason, Jason's due.
So Ryan Haynes goes to work in the second. There's a line drive, right field, but hit right at the right fielder. It almost sailed over his head, but there to make the play is Jake Scafidi. And that time Weiler hit the ball on the nose, but it happened to be right out Scafidi for the first out. Had it been to the left or right, either way, we'd have Weiler standing down at second base.
Jason making good contact with that ball, the ball leaving the bat quickly, but Jake Scafidi right there to make the out.
And to the plate will be Chris Combs. Combs having a good World Series. He's 3 of 11, batting .273. Takes the first pitch over the outside part of the plate for a call strike. As Haynes seems to have settled down out there, although the Dogs getting some good whacks at the plate against him.
They're making good contact with the ball. That's the main thing they need to do tonight.
And this one's off the plate, even at 1 ball, 1 strike. Top of the second, Dogs, as we told you, out to an early lead, 2-0. As Haynes works to Combs, line drive, right foul, look out. And that one almost took a small child. Almost caught him. That's dangerous.
There's about 3 or 4 standing over there in a group, and the ball just missing the entire group.
If you listen to one of the earlier broadcasts, to paint you a picture of what this ballpark will remind you of is Greer Stadium. And the pitch to Combs, swung on and missed, and Combs comes up in empty, and that's the second out of the inning and the first strikeout of the night for Ryan Haynes. So quickly, there's 2 away for Cumberland here in the top of the second, and to the plate will be the Bulldog first sacker, Jamie Lowry.
Jamie standing in for the first time tonight.
Bouncing ball up the middle, shortstop behind the base, fills the ball. Evans throws over to first, and quickly the Dogs go in the second, 1, 2, 3. As Donnie Laux goes to work and delivers the first pitch, and it's a beauty. It's a call strike as Ryan Haynes leads off the second inning for the Panthers of Birmingham-Southern. Haynes, the pitcher on this club, also one of the leading hitters, hitting .331 on the season. And in this World Series, he's batting .333. He's been up to the plate 9 times, has 3 hits, driven in 4 RBIs in this World Series. As Laux goes to work, delivers a high, tight fastball, and the count's 2-1.
Ryan Haynes is a 6'1", 190-pound senior from neighboring Shelbyville, Tennessee.
So a Middle Tennessee product. Takes this pitch downstairs, 3 balls, 1 strike. And if you look back over the season, Donnie's walked 20 throughout the season to go along with 37 strikeouts. He has 1 strikeout in the ball game tonight. Delivers the 3-1 pitch, fastball beauty right down the middle, counts full at 3 balls and 2 strikes.
That's almost a 2-to-1 ratio for Donnie Laux, and that's just about where every pitcher at least would like to have, a 2-to-1 strikeout versus walk ratio.
Laux into the motion, fires, bouncing ball down the third base side, and it'll get foul. So the count will remain 3-2. You can't say enough about this Bulldog pitching staff. What a job they've done in the World Series. If you look at the pitching stats for all of the teams in the World Series, the Bulldog starters, first the pitch by Laux, pop up right side, giving chase as catcher Steve Green. Will it get out of play? It will, just behind the backstop, and the count will remain at 3 balls and 2 strikes. The Bulldog pitching staff in its 3 starts has given up just 1 run. That's an ERA of .33. Next closest in the 8 teams that are in this World Series is Birmingham-Southern. Their starting pitchers have an ERA of 3.0.
Lynn, let me point out one thing there. Look at your top 4 teams in pitching and look at your top 4 teams in hitting. The 4 teams that are still here are your top 4 teams in pitching.
Right you are. Those would be Lewis Clark State with an ERA of 4, Bellevue of Nebraska with a 4.42 ERA, and of course, almost unheard of, the Bulldogs with a .33 ERA. Quite incredible, and can't say enough about the Bulldog staff. 3 balls, 2 strikes. We're in the bottom of the second. Ryan Haynes at the plate. Laux delivers. Line drive, deep left field. Crawford going back to the wall. He'll leap as high as he can, and the ball bounces off the fence as Crawford crashes into the wall, and with the stand-up double will be Ryan Haynes. Let's see if Crawford's hurt. He's down on all fours. He really took a jar into that left field fence, and let's hope that it's just the wind knocked out of him, as Crawford is down on his back right now. That ball almost got out of here. A line drive shot that hit at the top of that 12-foot fence, and Crawford went crashing into the left field wall, and let's just hope he's okay.
Lynn, it looked like he hit the wall solid. He did not hit it head on, did not hit it with his shoulder. Hopefully it is just the wind's been knocked out of him.
The Bulldog trainer is out to take a look at him. Dave Sherman has the eyeglasses on him.
Anaheim are out there seeing to Anthony Crawford.
Woody Hunt taking a walk out to check on his left fielder, Anthony Crawford. What a series Anthony's had. Been to the plate 11 times, and in those 11 trips has 8 hits.
Lynn, go back to your batting stats there and just go over those if you would from the top 4 down. Those 4 teams leading the World Series in hitting have been eliminated from competition, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, I'll chase them down for you. St. Mary's of Texas leading with 343 as Crawford is back up, and appears that he did just have the wind knocked out of him. Number 2 is Bellevue of Nebraska, who's hitting 299. Lewis and Clark State 278. Birmingham-Southern 270.
Well, I was halfway right, but St. Mary's of Texas, the leading hitting team in the tournament, the first team eliminated too.
And if you turn around and look at what their pitching ERA is, they were giving up 5.5 runs a game.
So pitching has proved to be the dominance here in the World Series so far.
So it's a good start to the second inning for Birmingham-Southern, as leading off with a solid double is Ryan Haynes, and he's down at second base. And to the plate will be Mark Madison, the first baseman. He's hitting 274 on the season. This is a good hitting ball club. As Laux delivers the pitch just off the plate and outside, ball 1.
Madisitz is a 6'2", 205-pound senior, also a Middle Tennessee boy from Tullahoma, Tennessee.
And Madisitz in this World Series has been at the plate 13 times, has 4 hits. As Laux goes into the stretch, the 1-0 pitch on its way. Started his swing, tried to hold up, couldn't. Call strike, count even at 1 ball, 1 strike. Bulldog Baseball brought your way by Tennessee Orthopedic, University Medical Center, and our friends down at Cunningham Motors, and the Woody Hunt Show before each and every World Series game, and the post-game show brought to you by Wilson Bank and Trust. 1-1 pitch on its way, sails high and upstairs at 2 balls and 1 strike.
Lynn, we have a pinch runner in at second base for Ryan Haynes, and that is number 6, Stuart Murphy.
So Murphy's running for Haynes, who led off the inning with a long blast to left field that caught the top of the fence. Just stayed in the park, and he's picked up the leadoff double. Pitch on its way, downstairs. Count goes 3 balls, 1 strike. Coach Woody Hunt would like to get 6 or 7 strong innings, or even a complete game out of Laux here tonight.
The bullpen, of course, has seen no action at all on the field yet. 3 games, 3 complete games by the Cumberland pitching staff.
Dogs leading 2-0. They have 3 hits in the game. Southern just picked up their first. Pitch on its way. This also inside, and it's ball 4. So the first 2 men are on here in the second inning. Southern has a runner down at second. And over at first with a walk is Mark Madisitz. And to the plate will be Jake Scafidi, the right fielder for the Panthers. And Scafidi on the season batting .317. Donnie Laux working in a trouble spot here in the second inning. 2 Southern runners on. There's nobody out. Dogs now clinging to a 2-0 lead as Laux delivers the pitch downstairs. The plate hopping around for Donnie.
Might mention too, Scafidi is a 6 foot, 190-pound junior from Birmingham, Alabama. So a hometown product to the Birmingham-Southern Panthers.
Bottom of the second. Into the stretch, the pitch on the way, swung on and missed. Count goes level at 1 ball and 1 strike. The park here, as we told you, down the lines, it's 330, and the gaps to right center and left center is 385, and the dead center is 400 feet. The fence is 12 foot high. It's a beautiful setting for a ballpark. Located just beneath, actually, I-29.
The only thing we don't want is a north wind.
That's
The
exactly.
wastewater treatment facility is on the other side of Interstate 129.
I understand. I get the flavor of that every morning when we're out for a jog. Pitch on its way. Swung on, missed. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Laux now out in front. Dogs could use a double play here. And they've turned several in this World Series. Been a good defensive performance for the Bulldogs. As Laux looks into green for a sign. Runners lead away from second and first as Laux now delivers the pitch. Swung on, fly ball, center field. Bayless moving over to his right will camp under it and make the play for the first out of the inning, and retreating back to their respective bases is Martin the second, and back to first will go Madison. So there's 1 away now, and to the plate will be Brett Still, the third baseman.
Steele, a 5'8", 165-pound junior from Layton, Alabama.
That was a long, lazy fly ball in left center field that Bayless had no trouble catching up to, and it's a first out of the inning. As Still steps in, first pitch on its way over the inside corner, and a call strike.
Then there is somebody down in the Bulldog bullpen getting their stretches in. They're on the ground, so I can't see a number at this time.
Dogs leading 2-0. There's 1 out, bottom of the second. A no ball, 1 strike count coming to Brett Still. It's on its way. Tries to bunt his way on. It's a beauty. Coming in to field it is Mark Mills. Beautiful play as he throws over to Jamie Lyer, and it's a strike. He had to throw across his body as they tried to catch Mark Mills napping down at third base and the Bulldogs, but Mark would have nothing to do with it as he made a super play coming in, and he picked up the bunt, threw across his body, and it was a beauty to Jamie Lyer in the second out of the inning. And if Southern will get a run in this bottom of the second, it'll take a clutch 2-out hit from Hayes Evans.
Well, again, Mark Mills proving that he is an excellent defensive third baseman. He has been throughout this series.
The Panthers now with runners at second and third, but there's 2 outs. Hayes Evans, the shortstop, hitting .335 on the season, stands in against Laux. Pitch on its way, curveball, a beauty over the outside corner. And Laux is out in front, no balls and 1 strike.
Hayes Evans is a 5'9", 170-pound senior from Huntsville, Alabama.
Laux working out in front of Hayes Evans. And time is called as Evans backs away from the plate and takes a little walk around home plate.
1 swing of the bat here, and we could be looking at a tie ball game, but the same difference. Let's hope not, Lynn.
This pitch sails outside, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. It's the kind of situation that in the first 3 games the Bulldog starters have been able to wiggle off the hook. And let's hope that Donnie can do that here in the bottom of the second. As Laux stares into his catcher, Steve Green. Got the sign, will deliver the pitch. Pop up right side, giving it chase is Jamie Lyer. It'll bend foul down the right side. If that ball had been fair, it might have been trouble.
Would have been trouble. That ball hit over the first base bag. If it had dropped in fair territory, Jamie nor the oncoming Chris Combs, either one, could have gotten to it.
But the good news is it's just a strike, and Donnie Laux is out in front, 1 ball, 2 strikes, and another strike could get him out of the inning. Might tell you that the coach of the Panthers is Brian Shoup, and Brian, if the press book is right, has a career record of .219 and .116.
That sounds about right for Brian.
Laux into the motion, kicks, fires just upstairs. Count level at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Waiting in the wings is the top of the order and Chris Dorsey. But first things first, 2 balls, 2 strike pitch about to be delivered to Hayes Evans. As the Panther runners lead away from second and third. And Laux delivers the pitch. Fly ball left field. Crawford should camp underneath it and make the play and retire the sides. He's underneath it. He grabs it. And the side is retired. And the Dogs wiggle off the hook again as the Panthers plate their first 2 base runners, but they cannot score. We played 2. It's our Dogs 2. And the Panthers nothing. We'll be back.